We're surrounded by all this amazing technology that's supposed to bring us all closer. But what if? What if it's actually doing the exact opposite? In this explainer, we're going to dig into that paradox, the irony of our super connected lives. And this is the core question, isn't it? I mean, really think about it for a second. Look at your own life, your own habits. Is that phone in your hand a bridge, or is it building a wall?
Okay, so what's with this number? 6 hours and 38 minutes. Well, that is the mind-blowing average amount of time that every single one of us worldwide spends staring at a screen. Every single day. And what's really wild is that number has shot up by nearly an hour just since 2013.
But here's the thing. It wasn't supposed to be this way. The early internet, that was all about this beautiful, utopian dream of a global village, right? Free information for everyone, connecting across borders. Fast forward to today, and we're living in a totally different world, an attention economy, where algorithms decide what we see and our focus, well, we're the product being sold.
So how did we get here? How did these little glowing rectangles become so impossible to put down? Well, the answer isn't that you have no willpower. It's actually neuroscience. It all comes down to the science of the scroll.
The secret sauce here is something called the dopamine loop. It's this really powerful cycle that's hardwired into our brains. You get a cue, that triggers a craving for some kind of reward, and that reward just reinforces the behavior. And here's the kicker, our apps are literally intentionally built to hijack this very loop again and again and again. And it's so simple, which is what makes it so powerful. Think about it. A notification pops up on your screen. That's your cue. Instantly, you feel that little itch, that craving to see what it is. So you open the app. That's the action. And bam, there's your reward. A like, a new message, a funny video. It's just a tiny little hit of pleasure, but it sends a massive signal to your brain. Hey, do that again. Now, constantly pulling that lever on our brain's reward system, it isn't just a harmless habit. It comes with a real cost, a high cost. And it's not just about our attention span. It's hitting our productivity, our well-being. Let's actually put some numbers on that damage. Get this, 23 minutes and 15 seconds. According to researchers at UC Irvine, that is how long it takes for your brain to fully get back on track after just one single digital interruption. Just one. So think about that the next time you tell yourself you're just quickly checking a notification. And all those little quick checks, they really add up. On average, we lose about 2.1 hours of productivity every single day, just to digital distractions. That's like a quarter of a standard workday just poof, gone. And if you want to put a price tag on it, well, that lost productivity is estimated to cost businesses around $10,000 per employee per year. So yeah, this isn't just some personal failing. This is a massive economic issue. But the biggest cost might just be the social one. When you hear a stat like this, that almost half of American teens say they're online almost constantly, it's a lot. We're seeing this rise in loneliness and anxiety, because that pressure to have the perfect curated online life can make your real life feel not good enough. It can turn so-called social media into a pretty lonely place. Okay, I know, that all sounds pretty grim, right? But here is the good news. This is not a battle we are doomed to lose. Not at all. We actually have the power here. We can find our way back to a real digital balance. And check this out, because this is where it gets really hopeful. A full 76% of Gen Z, we're talking about the generation that has never known a world without this tech, they actually believe they spend too much time on their phones. And that self-awareness, that right there is the first and honestly the most important step to making a real change. So what can you actually do? Well, it starts with setting some real firm boundaries. Like making the dinner table a phone-free zone so you can actually connect with the people right in front of you. It also means literally scheduling screen-free time in your calendar and protecting that time. And maybe most importantly, it means practicing mindful usage, picking up your phone with a clear purpose, not just out of mindless habit. And that really gets to the heart of it. Look, the goal here isn't to go live in a cave and throw your phone in a river. It's about making a shift from that mindless, reactive scrolling to mindful, intentional engagement. It's about making technology our tool again, instead of the other way around. So I'm going to leave you with this question, a question for you to take with you. Now that you know about the science of distraction, now that you know the real costs of all those clicks, what's one small, intentional thing you're going to do
to reconnect.